Hey, movie fans. So the first topic I'm going to talk about is that the first official trailer for Avengers Doomsday dropped a couple days ago. I know we had those four teasers that played in front of Avatar Fire and Ash when that movie was in theaters. I'm actually surprised that the first full length trailer for Avengers Doomsday dropped during this week when they have Comic Con and their own panel this Saturday, Marvel's Hall Ace panel. So I honestly didn't think they were going to drop the trailer until this Saturday, and then you're going to see it online afterwards. So I'm actually surprised that it like dropped before the panel. Like I'm wondering what they're going to show or talk about at this Marvel panel now. And when it comes to my thoughts on this trailer, I thought this was a great first trailer. Look, I have my concerns with this movie, with the fact that you haven't built up Doctor Doom like you did with Thanos Stone Infinity Saga. Bringing back Steve Rogers, I'm excited. At the same time, I have my concerns since he had such a great send off in Avengers Endgame. And also, the MCU has been on an inconsistent quality wise during the multiverse saga. They haven't been as consistently quality wise good to great like they were during the Infinity Saga. They've had some misses, and the quality's been up and down during the saga. I do think they're all getting back on track. Let me say that though, because I love Thunderbolts, I love Fantastic Four First Steps, and I love the Wonder Man. So I do feel like they all getting back to quality over just like pumping out a bunch of stuff when it comes to TV shows and films. So I do feel like they're getting over back to a quality approach to the movies. So I'm hoping this continues though, at least like the latest streak where I thought Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four First Steps were great. And also the fact when it comes to reasons why I'm excited for this movie, despite those concerns I talked about, is the fact number one that you have the Wooster brothers back. Their track record with Marvel, they've directed four fantastic Marvel movies. They directed Captain America: Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame. To me, the 4 for 4 when it comes to them directing Marvel movies, and even the when it comes to the Avengers movies done by Marvel. So far, when it comes to that franchise, they made entertaining to great Avengers movies. They haven't made a bad Avengers movie. I love the first Avengers movie. I enjoyed Age of Ultron. I loved Infinity War and Endgame. Age of Ultron, the second Avengers movie, in my opinion, is the weakest. It's still an enjoyable movie. Like to me, they haven't made a bad Avengers movie. The weakest is still entertaining when it comes to the Avengers movie. So I think when it comes to track record of Avengers movies, they've been pretty consistent. And I just think the idea of putting the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Avengers together, I'm really excited by that aspect because it's the first time we're going to see all these characters together in a film, and that has me personally excited. And when it comes to this trailer, I just thought it did a great job of getting me hyped up for this film. I was already excited. Like I love the opening of the trailer where you hear Doctor Doom, and I love the look of Doctor Doom. To me, it looks like straight out of the comics. You don't get too much Doctor Doom in this trailer, which I didn't mind since this was really the first like full length trailer. So I'm guessing the second trailer we're gonna get a lot of Doctor Doom. I love the costume of just what it looks like in this trailer though. It looks like Doctor Doom from the comics, and I love what he sounds like. Like I love the fact that he has an accent, so he doesn't even sound like Bobby Downey Jr. I know like a lot of people, not everybody, but I think people missed on when he was cast. Which I personally don't have a problem with Bobby Downey Jr. being cast. Like I know some people called it stunt casting. They're just bringing him back because he was like the face of the MCU. Yeah, that might be true. At the end of the day, though, he's a great actor. And really, that's all I care about when you cast somebody for these roles is just give me a talented actor. And he has shown throughout his whole film career, he's a fantastic actor. Look, could I like come out of the movie going like, he wasn't the right choice? Sure. At the same time, though, I don't know what type of Doctor Doom they're going for, and at least based on what I've seen from Robert Downey Jr. past work, he's a talented actor, and that's really all I care about when it comes to casting. So I love the fact that it doesn't sound like Robert Downey Jr. and I think the voice sounds great. Like you really hear that thick accent there, and to me it worked. I love the shot of Cyclops in this trailer because I love Jay Marston as Cyclops, and I always feel like he got the short end of the stick, that character, and I'm a big Cyclops fan. So I'm hoping we get some really cool moments with Cyclops. And just to see these Fox see these actors who played the Fox X-Men characters again has me excited. Like the only really negatives with this trailer I can say is that I do think the makeup for Mystique doesn't look as good as the makeup for Mystique in the original Fox X-Men movies. It's not something that I found to be a really big negative. It's more of a nitpick. It's like to me, if the movie ends up being really good to great, then it won't bother me. I do like the fact we get Mystique in an actual costume this time. I do like that, and like it's not something where I was like the blue makeup looks bad. It just doesn't look quite as good as the blue makeup in the Fox in the original X Men movies. Not something that I find to be like a extreme negative, just more of like a nitpick. And I would say the only other negative I really noticed was that I love the shot where Doctor Doom stops Thor's ass with just his two fingers. The only thing I'd say about that shot is that the CGI looks, like a little off. And that's more of a nitpick again, because I'm sure like when you see it in the final movie, it's gonna look better. And I just think that shot was cool with him just stopping the fingers. To me, it shows right away Doctor Doom's like a serious threat. And I love Thor's speech throughout the trailer where it really does a good does a good job of really making you feel like, okay, this is somebody who even Thor, who's a god, is scared of. So I love that. And the shot at the end where you see Thor like shocked to see Steve, and you see Steve like the hammer go to Steve. I thought that was like a really cool, nice moment. I also love the shot in the trailer we see Gambit and Shang-Chi fighting each other, because I never thought of putting those two characters in like those two fighting each other. And that looks like that could be a really like cool fight scene. And I just love seeing Channing Tatum back as Gambit, because I personally loved him as Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine. And it's great to see Shang-Chi character again, because I love the Shang-Chi movies. So hopefully we get Shang-Chi 2 at some point. So overall, I thought this was a great first show. I talked about like I have my worries, and I do think they definitely need to like deliver at least a really good movie with this. I think when it comes to this trailer, though, it is sharp for me personally. It got me hyped up. I'm just really curious what they're gonna show at like the panel now. If we're gonna like show another trailer, or maybe like a short sizzle reel or something for Avengers Doomsday, because like I really thought they were gonna wait to that panel to show this trailer. My overall thoughts, like I said, I thought it was a great first trailer. I'm excited for this movie personally. The next topic I'm gonna talk about is Spider-Man Brand New Day put out its final trailer. And I thought this was another great trailer. There's not too much new with this. Like, there's a couple new shots, there's some new footage with the Hulk, which I'm loving what I'm seeing, what they're doing with the Hulk in this. It's like we're getting back to that savage Hulk, that angry Hulk, which I'm really excited to see that. And I'm really excited to see like stuff with Punisher and Spider-Man, them teaming up. I think it looks like they'll have some fun banter. And just overall, I thought it was just another great trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, I can't wait for this movie. And I think if this movie ends up being really good to great, I think all that's going to do is help Avengers Doomsday, in my opinion. Because if people come out really enjoying and loving this movie, I think that's going to feed into the hype with Avengers Doomsday. So overall, I thought this was a great final trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. It doesn't show too much they haven't seen in TV spots and previous trailers. The new stuff they showed looks really good, and I can't wait for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The next topic is the first trailer for ClayFace dropped, because you had the teaser, and just let your fans know there's a lot of these topics are going to be trailers, because a couple of trailers dropped this week. When it comes to this new ClayFace trailer, I thought this was a great trailer. Like, I love the music in this trailer, where it has this haunting feel to it, and it just looks creepy. It looks dark, and I love that one shot in the trailer where you see him. It looks like he's about to cut the skin off his eyes there. I thought that looked really creepy, and there's just a lot of imagery in this trailer. It really looks like creepy and like sinister, and you get some quick glimpses of what he's gonna look like as Clayface. When it comes to, you get kind of like these shots where you don't fully see him as Clayface, while at the same time you see like a little bit of what he could possibly look as Clayface. Like, I love what the director said with this movie, when it comes to they're not going to show like the full on ClayFace transformation in the trailers, and they want people to see that in the theaters, like the full look of ClayFace. I love the fact in this trailer you just see like little glimpses. Because I know from what I heard, it sounds like they're based on the look of ClayFace off Batman animated series look, which I love that. And it was also, I know it's been confirmed that this is the ClayFace from the Creature Commandos show. So I'm like, I'm curious if there's going to be any like connections there with the fact that that was the same Clayface in that show that we're going to get in this movie. So that has, I love the fact that it'll like connect the two to make it feel like a DC universe. And it just looks really creepy, unsettling, and just the music I love in this trailer. Just like I said, how haunting it sounds. So overall, I thought this was a great first trailer. We had a teaser, and I thought this was just another great trailer that got me excited for this movie. I think this is going to be a great movie personally, and I think this movie's going to do really well with the fact that it's a 40 million budget and it's a horror movie. So I can't wait for this movie, and this trailer just got me even more excited than I already was for ClayFace. The next topic is they so a new trailer came out for End of Oak Street, which I think this is the final trailer for this movie. And overall, I thought this was another great trailer. Like I really loved the last trailer. Like I enjoyed the first trailer for End of Oak Street. These last two trailers, and I think this is the final trailer, it has me excited because of the fact that it's. I just love seeing like a movie where you have a bunch of dinosaurs. An idea that takes place in the suburbs, and this like this this normal street where I just love the idea of that, where it's kind of like looks like it takes place like, and you have like daylight scenes in a neighborhood here of dinosaurs running around. So that's gonna be like really excited, and it looks like it has some mystery elements to it. So it just to me, I thought this looks really fun, and I thought this was another great trailer. Like I'm always dying for like a really entertaining to great dinosaur movie. The only dinosaur movie that I love is the original Jurassic Park movie. I feel like we don't get a whole lot of dinosaur movies, and I'm always hoping maybe this will be the one that would be really good to great like that first Jurassic Park movie. So overall, I thought this was another great trailer for the end of Oak Street, and for a final trailer, I think it just to me got me more excited for this movie, and I was already hyped up for this film, so I can't wait for the end of Oak Street. The next topic I'm going to talk about is so Odyssey opened last week and it made 124, and then worldwide for the weekend last weekend it made two 263, like with the domestic and international numbers. And then it's made 320 so far worldwide box office wise. And I'm not surprised this movie opened extremely big last weekend. And I'm not surprised this movie has made 320 worldwide so far. Like to me, this is one of my most anticipated films of the year, and it's Christopher Nolan. Like I'm seeing it this Sunday, so I can't wait to see it. And I knew this movie was gonna do big because, like I said, it's Christopher Nolan. Like any movie he makes now, I think his name just sells the movie. There's two directors, in my opinion, in Hollywood right now when it comes to directors. The name of the director selling the movie, and that's Christopher Nolan and Ryan Coogler. I think if either of those two directors put out a movie now, people are just gonna go because it's a Christopher Nolan movie. It's a Ryan Coogler movie. And Christopher Nolan movies pretty much feel like event films. He's the only, like him and Ryan Coogler, in my opinion, the only directors I think of that can do that now. Where it's like you put out Ryan Coogler or Christopher Nolan, either of them make a movie, people are just gonna go because their name sells the movie. So I'm not surprised this movie, The Odyssey, is making a lot of money. I know there's been some controversy with this movie when it comes to the casting, not having any Greek actors and all that. You know, I have no opinion on that until I like see the movie this Sunday. For me, I thought the trailers looked really great for it, and we'll see how I feel when I watch it on Sunday to see if I agree with all the praise this movie is getting. At the end of the day, though, I'm not surprised this movie made a lot of money. Though, like this to me, this is one of those movies that I figured a lot of people were going to go in theaters and see. And to be honest, I think this movie has a shot at a villain. Like I think Toy Story 5 is the next one to make a villain. I think this one is going to be the movie after that that's going to make a villain. Like this and Spider Man, I think both have a shot. I think both will make. I think Odyssey has a shot at a villain. I think Spider Man is definitely going to make a villain. Spider Man Brand New Day. I do think Odyssey has a shot at a villain though. The next topic I'm going to talk about is the Avengers Doomsday trailer got 503 views in 24 hours. It's the second biggest trailer view. I think it's only behind, I believe, Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I'm not surprised the trailer for Avengers Doomsday got a lot of views, despite the MCU being very inconsistent quality wise right now. And the movie's not doing as well box office wise. At the end of the day, it's an Avengers movie. I've said this multiple times about Avengers movies. They're like the Super Bowl. To me, people are going to show up because these are event movies. Like like when people say comic book fatigue, I don't believe in that. I believe people are tired of mediocre comic book movies. Like a movie like Supergirl was mediocre. I think people are tired of those type of comic book movies. At the end of the day, though, I think people will still show up for these event comic book movies for Avengers, Spider Man, Superman's. Even Superman that made over 600 last year. It. It didn't like it did really good and didn't like do like amazing. It still did good though. Whereas a movie like Supergirl, I think people are just tired of mediocre movies. So I'm not surprised Avengers Doomsday trailers got a lot of views. I think this just shows that despite the MCU being up and down quality wise, people are excited for Avengers movie. And look, I know not everybody loved the Doomsday first full trailer. And then the second part of it is that Avengers Doomsday sold 16.5 million advance tickets in 24 hours. Which I'm not surprised by that either because events from what I saw online, like tickets were sold out for some of the Avengers Doomsday showings. So, again, all this is to show that no matter what people feel about the MCU right now when it comes to the quality, being all over the place, and losing some fans, I think that end of the day, Avengers movies, people want to go and see these Avengers movies. And I just think, look, I think Avengers Doomsday is going to make a villain. I think it's guaranteed to make a villain. I think it has a shot at 2 billion, depending on if the movie's really good or great. It depends on how good the movie is. This just shows me that people are still excited for the Avengers movie. This doesn't guarantee the movie's gonna make money. I do think though overall this shows that people are still excited for these Avengers movies though. The next topic I'm gonna talk about is a new trailer came out for Resident Evil, the new Resident Evil movie. Overall, I thought the trailer was good. Like it has really good editing when it comes to the pacing of the trailer. It has some good tense in. I like the fact you get some humor at the beginning of this trailer. And overall, I thought it was a good trailer. I wasn't blown away by this Resident Evil trailer. It does kind of feel like an extended trailer of the first trailer. And I think one reason why this Resident Evil movie isn't on the top of my list is because there's been seven Resident Evil movies before this, and I didn't like any of those Resident Evil movies. So this is just one of those franchises for me right now where like I'm interested to check out this Resident Evil movie because of the director. This is the same director who did Weapons, which I love. He also did Barbarian, which I really enjoyed the first half of that movie. Not so much the second half. I still overall enjoyed the movie. It's mainly Weapons that has me really excited when it comes to this director to direct this movie. So, he seems like a really good horror director. It's just the reason I can't put this on the top of my list for one of my most anticipated movies is because there's been 7 attempts at a Resident Evil movie before this, and they haven't been good. Like I haven't liked any of the past Resident Evil movies, and also the fact that the director wanting to do an original story and original character. The first 6 Resident Evil movies tried that, didn't work out well when it came to how it was executed. The first Mortal Kombat movie tried out where you made an original character be the main character of the movie. It didn't, to me, work out in the first Mortal Kombat movie either. So when you try to do that, I haven't seen it done well in a movie based on a video game. When you try to go for an original story or have an original character who's the main character. So, we'll see. Like I said, for me, it's like, I thought this was a good trailer for this Resident Evil movie. I'm still not like at this point with this movie where I can say it's one of my most anticipated movies. I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I like, but I like the teaser. I like this trailer. I can't say I was like blown away by this trailer. Like it was good. I just didn't think it was like great. And then the last topic I'm going to talk about is the Coyote versus Acme. They put out the final trailer for this movie, and look, I'm glad this movie's coming out because of the fact that this movie was originally going to be a write-off, a task write-off. So I'm just glad this movie's going to be put out with because you had so many people who worked on this movie, and from what I heard, people who saw it who got a chance to watch that movie, Coyote versus Acme, sounds like it was really good. So I'm just happy for the people who worked on this movie that the movie is going to be shown in theaters and for people to see. When it comes to my thoughts on this trailer, I'm not somebody who's like a big Looney Tunes person. Like my favorite Looney Tunes movie is Space Jam. I love that movie. It's a flawed movie. It's one of those movies that I love though. I'm not somebody who grew up watching a lot of Looney Tunes though, and so when it comes to Looney Tunes, I'm not like a big Looney Tunes person. What had me interested in this movie is just the concept, like the idea of that Coyote has been like buying stuff, has been using stuff from Acme, and just like suing the Acme company. I just think that makes for a really fun like premise. And I think overall this trailer, I just thought this trailer was really fun. I actually found some moments in this trailer to be really funny with John Cena and Tweety at the end, no conversation, and this trailer actually made me kind of like root for Coyote and feel bad for him, like like showing how like he keeps trying and trying. So it there's actually I actually felt some like there was some heartfelt moments in this trailer for Coyote, the character of Coyote. So overall, I thought this was just a fun trailer. Like it looks funny, it looks really fun, and look, this isn't. I didn't think this was like an amazing trailer. Like this isn't one of those movies that's going to be on my most anticipated of the year. It's one of those movies that I am interested to check out though, and I hope a lot of people go and see it. Since this movie, like I said, was going to be a task write off, so I hope a lot of people go and see it. I still don't think this movie's going to make any money personally. I like the last Looney Tunes movie, the animated one, that got positive reviews. And that movie didn't really make any money. So I still don't think this movie is going to make any money at the box office. I'm just happy this movie's being released though. And trailer wise, I thought this was actually a really funny, fun trailer, and it has me interested. So that's all the movie topics today. Until next time, movie fans.